definitely takes pride in defending the better players on the other team. All of these plays are situations where a lengthy defender can disrupt the offense because there's always a crowd of hands and bodies simultaneously surrounding the ball. All right, now here's the big question. Is he on pace to be a better defender than Kawhi Leonard? What's up, y'all? It's Anthony Goods, the Stanford gentleman turned NBA scout. We're back with another video. If you're watching this and you're feeling generous, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. Your support is always appreciated. And for those of you that want to go a little more in-depth into the scouting world and hear what goes on behind the scenes in NBA front offices, I will be having a scouting seminar this Sunday. It is brought to you by Free Game Society, and it will be October 20th, a 90-minute seminar where I'm going in-depth on what it takes to become a scout, and I'll be taking all questions live during the meeting, so it's definitely something you don't want to miss. Head over to gameisfree.com, gameisfree.com to sign up today. But we're here to talk about a player that's been making waves right now, and that is Anthony Edwards. You've seen the highlights, you heard the buzz, but the question is Anthony Edwards the best two-way player in the NBA? And here's an even crazier one. Is Anthony Edwards on pace to be a better defender than Kawhi Leonard? Yeah, we're going there today, so let's dive in. First, let's define what we mean by a two-way player. A two-way player is somebody that's dominant on offense and on defense. These players are so rare because the NBA is so role-driven. So if your role on a team is to score the ball, they rather have you conserve energy on the defensive end. But the truly elite players are going to play both sides of the ball. And this is where Anthony seems to be peaking in that direction. And when you look at the players that have been elite on both sides of the ball, it usually comes with championships. Offensively, we already know what Ant brings. Dude is a walking bucket, and he's an elite scorer at all three levels. He can finish at the rim, he shoots the mid-range pull-up, and he's even getting better shooting the three and playmaking. We know he can put the ball in the basket, but what about his defense? Now, this is where things get interesting. Over the last couple seasons, we've seen Anthony really commit to the defensive side of the ball. There was a clip a couple nights ago that inspired this discussion where Ant was guarding Jalen Brunson. His on-ball defense is definitely taking a lead. He's using his athleticism, size, and strength to lock up some of the league's top scorers. But it's not just his physical gifts. Ant's defensive IQ is getting better too. He's taking better angles, and he's making second effort plays, and his anticipation is on another level. That's the mentality you want in a two-way player. No challenge is too big for him. You can see the competitive fire that he plays with, and he definitely takes pride in defending the better players on the other team. He's not just guarding them, he's frustrating them, and that's a sign of a great defender. All right, now here's the big question. Is he on pace to be a better defender than Kawhi Leonard? Look, Kawhi is a two-time Defensive Player of the Year. For them to give it to a wing is crazy because they usually give it to bigs, especially these days. We're talking about one of the best wing defenders in NBA history. Kawhi's got those massive hands, the wingspan, incredible defensive footwork, and he's always been a master of anticipation. He's made a career by causing disruption on the defensive end. But here's where Ant comes in. He's only 23 years old, and he's already shown flashes that make you think, all right, wait a minute, could he reach that level? If we look at the stats, the numbers aren't far off from an analytical standpoint. When looking at defensive statistics, the further you are under 1 point per possession, the better. We can see that Anthony's really disruptive in isolation possessions. In comparison to Kawhi at the same age, Kawhi was better statistically on defense. And he was notably disruptive guarding pick and roll, guarding handoffs, and guarding off-ball screening actions. All of these plays are situations where a lengthy defender can disrupt the offense because there's always a crowd of hands and bodies simultaneously surrounding the ball. And there's a lot more physicality involved in these plays as opposed to somebody attacking off of a live dribble. During Kawhi's years where he got Defensive Player of the Year, some of his defensive numbers differed, but he was consistently an excellent on-ball defender. Again, this is where that length comes into play. Anthony was more athletic than Kawhi at this stage, but they shared the same mentality of wanting to guard the best player on the floor. If he continues to develop his defensive IQ and gain experience, the question becomes, will he be regarded as one of the best two-way players ever, or will he just be a star that played defense? Surpassing Kawhi is a tall order because Kawhi was elite over many, many years. Anthony has shown flashes very early in his career that he's capable of dominating both sides of the ball, but he still has some work to do. He's only getting better, and if he keeps up this trajectory, we could be witnessing something special in Minnesota. Let me know what you think in the comments. I want y'all to answer 3 questions. Number 1, is Anthony Edwards the best two-way player in the league? Number 2, if he's top 2, who is the other player? And then number 3, what do y'all think Anthony Edwards needs to work on to improve his defensive game? But that's all, everybody. Please head over to GameIsFree.com to sign up for my seminar. And please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I got a lot more content coming up for y'all. And as always, keep shooting and I'll keep scouting.